Kushinagar, Devariya, Farokhabad and Bulandshahr. Whereas the Samajwadi Party has swept Azamgarh district where it has won all the 10 seats. In Shamli, Ambedkar Nagar and Kaushambi districts too, SP has grabbed all the seats. If we talk about region-wise performance of the parties, out of 136 seats of Western UP, BJP has won 93 and Samajwadi Party has got 43 seats. In Awadh region, BJP has won 88 out of 118 seats. BJP has swept the Bundelkhand region where it has won 16 out of 19 seats and the remaining 3 seats have gone to Samajwadi Party. In the Purvanchal region, BJP has managed to get 76 out of 130 seats and Samajwadi Party has won 49 seats. BSP, Congress and others could only manage to get seats in Purvanchal, whereas in Western UP, Awadh and Bundelkhand region, these parties couldn't open their account. If we talk about percentage wise, the BJP is the biggest party with over 41% of vote shares and the Samajwadi Party has got 32% of votes. Bahujan Samaj Party has emerged as the biggest loser as its vote share has decreased to around 13% from over 20%. Aditya Shukla, AIR News, Gorakhpur.
Union ministers and senior BJP leaders Piyush Goyal and Dharmendra Pradhan have been appointed observers to elect the leader of the BJP Legislative Party in Uttarakhand. They are expected to reach the state capital Dehradun soon to attend the BJP MLA's meeting. Meanwhile, BJP leaders and party workers are celebrating the party's thumping victory in the 70-member Legislative Assembly elections. Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami has tendered his resignation to the governor at Raj Bhavan today. Mr. Dhami has failed to retain his seat from Khatima in the state legislative assembly. BJP is set to form a majority government in the state, winning 47 seats in the 70-member assembly. Congress has won 19 seats, while BSP and independents have won 2 seats each. On the other hand, Congress leaders are reviewing their performance in the state assembly elections. In Goa, the BJP has won 20 seats in the 40-member assembly, while the Congress has secured 11 seats. Maharashtrawadi Gomantak Party, NGP and Aam Aadmi Party have won 2 seats. The Revolutionary Goans Party, who fought elections for the first time, got 1 seat. Goa Forward Party has also won 1 seat. 3 independents have also won the assembly seats. Trinamool Congress failed to open its account in Goa despite securing 5.21% votes. NCP and Shiv Sena also could not open their account. More from our correspondent.
BJP Central Committee members will arrive in Panji today to start the process for formation of government in the state. Senior BJP leader and Chief Minister Pramod Sawant said the Central Committee will meet the 20 newly elected MLAs of party and those 3 independent candidates who have extended their support to the BJP. Mr. Sawant also said the central leadership will decide leader and then party will stake claim to form the BJP-led government in the state. In view of this, BJP MLAs have been advised to remain in Panji. BJP Goa election in charge Devendra Fadnavis said that Maharashtrawadi Gomantak Party will be part of the new government in the state. Mr. Fadnavis said that Maharashtrawadi Gomantak Party has given letter of support to BJP. Krishna Kumar Lal, AIR News, Panji, Goa.
In Manipur, after BJP registered a thumping victory in the 12th general elections to Legislative Assembly, activities for government formation are on in full swing. The BJP party held a marathon discussion at party office at Imphal this morning, and the Prabhari of BJP Manipur Pradesh, Shri Sombit Patra, is likely to leave Imphal this evening for New Delhi to meet party national leaders. The tenure of 11th Manipur Legislative Assembly will expire on the 19th of March. In Punjab, Aam Aadmi Party, AAP, is geared up to form the new government after getting a thumping majority. The Chief Minister candidate of AAP, Bhagwant Mann, today left for Delhi from Sangrur to meet the national convener of the party, Arvind Kejriwal. The party sources said the oath-taking ceremony of the new Punjab government will take place at Khatkar Kalan on the 16th of March, the day the term of the current Vidhan Sabha will end. Sources in the party say only 5 to 6 ministers may be inducted now, though the final decision on the date will be taken by the party today. Among other things to be decided today are the candidates who will be inducted into the cabinet. It is learned that Bhagwant Mann will also meet newly elected MLAs of the party at Mohali today and will go to the Governor House tomorrow to stake claim to form the government. A
Chief
report.
Minister Chanjit Singh Channi today convened his last cabinet meeting at his residence at Chandigarh. The cabinet gave approval to recommend the state governor Banwari Lal Purohit for dissolution of 15th Punjab Vidhan Sabha. Later they went to meet the governor and handed over the resignation to him. The governor has asked them to continue till the new government takes over. Meanwhile, Bhagwant Mann, the CM candidate of Aam Aadmi Party, has gone to Delhi to meet the national convener of the party Arvind Kejriwal, with whom he will discuss the formation of new government in Punjab. He will come back tomorrow and meet the newly elected party MLAs at Mohali. Ashwini Kumar Sharma, AIR News, Chandigarh.
The 15th round of Corps commander level talks between India and China began at 10 this morning. Fire and Fury GOC Lieutenant General Anindya Sengupta is leading an Indian delegation in the talks with the PLA on the Indian side of Trishul-Moldo border post. More from our Leh correspondent.
Nearly 2 months after the 14th round of talks on 12th January this year, Corps commanders are meeting for the 15th round today on India's invitation. After 14th round of talks in nearly 2 years of military standoff, the Chinese Foreign Ministry recently said the two sides can make a step forward on border issues, reach a solution and seek proper settlement of the disputes acceptable to both sides in the Friday talk. After disengagement has been undertaken on the north and south banks of Pangong Tso, Galwan and Gogra, India has been insisting troop disengagement at the vital patrolling point 15 and the remaining friction areas like PP-17 and PP-17A in Hot Springs and Gogra Post. Apart from the friction points, illegal construction of bridge on Pangong Lake by China in eastern Ladakh also may come up in the talks. Indian Army delegation will be led by 14th Corps General Officer Commanding Lieutenant General Anindya Sengupta and People's Liberation Army by South Xinjiang Military District Chief of Staff Major General Ang Lin in the talk. Ramesh Chandra, All India Radio News, Leh.
Home Minister Amit Shah said all central agencies should join Crime and Criminal Tracking Network and Systems (CCTNS). Mr. Shah said Home Secretary should hold a meeting with all the chiefs of central agencies in this regard. Speaking at the 37th Foundation Day celebrations of the National Crime Records Bureau (NCRB) in New Delhi, the minister said NCRB data should be used by all states to form the yearly strategy for their police force. He said the data should be used in a multi-purpose and multi-dimensional way for crime control.
Ayush Minister Sarbanand Sonowal today said India is taking the leadership on all matters related to traditional medicine. He was speaking at a national seminar on Ayurveda, Ahar, Swasth Bharat Ka Aadhar in Delhi. Mr. Sonowal expressed gratitude towards Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his endeavours to spread awareness about yoga and Ayush at a global level. He added that India is today showing the world how to work towards building holistic health. Minister of State for Culture Meenakshi Lekhi today inaugurated an exhibition, Instruments of Accession and Merger, The Journey of Integration at National Archives of India, New Delhi. The exhibition is an endeavour to showcase the story of accession and merger through a presentation of original archival public documents and cartographic records. It will remain open for public viewing till the 10th of May this year.
Another batch of students returned to India under Operation Ganga this morning and were reunited with their families and friends. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur welcomed the students at the airport in New Delhi. In a tweet, Mr. Thakur said, "Welcome back home." He said, the government remained committed to the safety of every Indian citizen from Ukraine. US Vice President Kamala Harris met with Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki yesterday during a visit to Warsaw to signal support for Poland and other NATO allies along Ukraine's borders. In a statement, Ms. Harris said that the two leaders were following up on a telephone call from a week earlier where they discussed Poland's efforts to assist Ukraine and house most of the now 2 million people who have fled the country. The World Health Organization (WHO) advised Ukraine to destroy any dangerous pathogens being kept in research laboratories to prevent any potential spills that could harm the public amid the conflict with Russia, a news agency reported. Biosecurity experts feared that bombardment on Ukrainian cities have raised the risk of an escape of disease-causing pathogens should any of those facilities be damaged. You're listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Gujarat on a 2-day visit, holds 9-kilometer long roadshow from Ahmedabad Airport to Kamalam in Gandhinagar. Prime Minister to address Mahapanchayat Sammelan at GMDC ground in Ahmedabad this evening. Political activities gain momentum for formation of new governments in 5 states. Core commander level talks between India and China being held in Ladakh. Another batch of students returned to India under Operation Ganga this morning. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur welcomed students at Delhi Airport. US Vice President Kamala Harris meets Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki to signal support for NATO allies along Ukraine's borders. Kidambi Srikanth, HS Pranoy and Lakshya Sen to play the quarter-final matches in German Open Badminton in Berlin today. And in cricket, second test between India and Sri Lanka to be played under lights before full-capacity crowd tomorrow at Bengaluru's Chinnaswamy Stadium. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक वादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla has said that India is changing fast with economic development, technology development and innovation, and the youth has the biggest contribution in it. Addressing the valedictory ceremony of National Youth Parliament Festival at the Central Hall of Parliament today, Mr. Birla said, in these changing times, India with the youth power will be a world leader, Vishwa Guru.
ये पुरस्कार हम सबको नई प्रेरणा देता है, नए कार्य को करने के लिए उत्साह देता है और ये सहयोग है कि हम कहते हैं कि भारत बदलता देश है और उस बदलते देश के अंदर महिलाओं का, युवा महिलाओं का बहुत बड़ा योगदान है, आज मुझे हर क्षेत्र में दिखता है.
In his address, Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports Anurag Singh Thakur said over 2,44,000 youths participated in the National Youth Parliament Festival.